What's going on, everybody? Lee Money here from the Steel City Renegades. And if you need auto parts, there's only one place that I know I go, and that's Detroit Auto Parts. Detroit Auto Parts is the official parts store of Red Line Radio LLC. They have two convenient locations on the east side. You can call 216 531 7373, or on the west side, call 216 398 7373. Mention Redline Radio and receive 10% off your purchase. So don't forget, if you need any parts for your vehicle today, reach out to Detroit Auto Parts, the official home and auto parts store of Redline Radio LLC. What's going on, everybody? Lee Money here, the host of Money's Crazy Mind and Steel City Renegades. And you know, Redline Radio LLC is proud to partner with Growing Wings Adult Services for the creation of our brand new state-of-the-art production studio. Growing Wings Adult Services has been assisting adults with disabilities in the Northeast Ohio area for the past 5 years. For more information on how Lisa and the team at Growing Wings can assist your family, you can contact Lisa at 234-334-7547 today. Again, that's 234-334-7547.
What's going on, everybody? It is Timbuktu from Timbuk Tuesday. And you know, I really hate doing home improvement, but I love the way it looks. So what I do is I call Wiggins Construction and Home Improvement. They fix bathrooms, windows, kitchens, sliding doors, and much more. Give Will a call today at 440-731-7654 and tell him Redline sent you. He'll get your house looking right in no time.
People, louder. I need that. Thank you. Because y'all louder for me. Y'all ain't clapping for me today. Oh no. But welcome back to another show, another day here on Redline Radio. And it's your host, King Pablo. And this is the TMI show. And today, this TMI stands for Too Much Impact. Because our guest, who has on their phones right now, that's picking up over the air. Crazy. Like we don't do this every week.
His headphones.
I just hear Indeed. Oh, no. Oh, no, you good. You good. Oh, you good. Wow. So are we live or something? What's going on? Y'all, we good? We good? I could have sworn we should do this before we actually go on air. How we doing, folks? We good? All right. So back to the lesson at hand. Today it is Too Much Impact on TMI, as we have two legendary guests in our building today who have made large impacts on the scenes and the endeavors that they are involved in the film industry. Guest number one, we have the legendary costumer. My man has designed costumes and helped on sets from Man of Honor to Living Single to Hanging with Mr. Cooper. You understand? I mean, we talking about this brother has been on sets of Swordfish, Halle Berry, Hugh Jackman type. You feel me? The legendary Rags is in the building. And our other guest, 1B. This man is a legendary Ohio filmmaker. He's directed a couple of my films. This man has over a dozen films under his belt, acclaimed award-winning director, writer, and he also has a comic book coming out as well, Prayer. So make sure y'all get a prayer and cop that comic book. My man, David Walker in the building. Hey. We're gonna get right on to it. My man Rags, how you feeling, brother?
I'm well. I'm good.
Good.
Yes.
Now, Rags, I just want to let you know, man, you was joined by like the livest team. You're surrounded by, like, I would say the raw squad ever. You know what I mean? I know if you're feeling them vibes, if you're feeling the power, you feel me?
Oh,
You know what I mean? Because we're all extending it to you. You know, so
Absolutely.
So with this squad, I'm gonna allow everybody to introduce themselves. You know what I mean? So we can go ahead and get into this super dope show. Go ahead, A, take it away.
Your girl, Adrian Sherrill, actress, model, radio personality. You can follow me on all my networks at I_am_Adrian Sherrill.
Slick Nick from the 216. You can find that on IG. Slick Nick from the _216.
I want to show you that.
Yeah,
No, because I know you had a lot of underscores.
keep it going.
Oh, you got the muscles out. Okay. Lisa, Jay, Ja, however you want to pronounce it. Go ahead, Jackie.
It's Steph, aka Beauty the Model. Jackie of all trades, you already know.
Indeed. And our DJ, our top dogs on the ones and twos. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not one. It ain't three. It ain't four. It ain't five. It ain't six. It ain't seven. It ain't eight. You don't need all that. You just need two. My man, DJ Timbuktu.
What's going on? What up?
Indeedy. So right on. So let's get right into it. Mr. Rags.
Yes.
From rags to rags.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir.
Yes.
So, and before we get into, I just want to tell everybody, like, basically how I end up meeting this man, because the universe is a blessed thing. Because one day I was just chilling, my business partner Candy Baby hit me up. Shout out Candy Baby. She was like, "Hey, there's a mixer going on."
My candy.
You know what I'm saying? And yo, you need to get down to this mixer. I get down to the mixer. She introduces me to him. Me and him chop it up, and ever since then, he's adopted me as his baby brother, and I appreciate that. Them chips good, ain't they?
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right,
look,
right.
I ain't even about to fake you.
That's right.
He requested Doritos. We talked about this last night.
Yeah, we did.
He actually requested Doritos. You hit the nail right on the head. Shout out Adrian. You know, shout out Adrian with this.
You know,
Make it happen.
yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. So Rags, man, I want you to tell everybody, man. So how did you get started in the industry? Me and you done talked. You were a pioneer of an internship and a pioneer of a school. So I want you to take everybody back to the beginning of the Rags career. How did you get started in the industry, sir?
Oh, that's a long story. The first part of it is I've always been an artist. I came from a small family. My mom, her mother made clothes. My dad was a tailor at one point and an artist. So being the first one, I got those genes.
Already in the blood.
Nobody else in my family had it. I got all of it.
From phone.
And
Kent. Missed call.
I got an opportunity to when I left, I ended up in Los Angeles, and I graduated from Compton High. So straight out of Compton,
Straight out of Compton?
Straight out of Compton.
Straight out of Compton.
We got straight out of Compton. literally.
1968, and I went from there into a fashion institute because I wanted to go into the retail industry as a fashion buyer.
And you were one of the first Black people to go to this fashion institute.
This particular institute, it's called FITM, the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. It was established in 1969. I graduated from Compton 68. So 69, it was established, but I graduated 69, 70. 69. And then I went from there into, I wanted to be a buyer. I ended up working at a high-end fashion department store in Los Angeles. And was I like 18 and a half, as a fashion buyer, as a fashion coordinator for the boys prep shop at this high-end store, and going to this fashion institute at the same time. So, but then at some point I started working there full time, and I decided to go to Paramount Studios. I remember walking through the turnstile. I remember walking into the at that time the employment office and filling out an application. And the thing that made me
They let you in that easy? Because when I tried to go, they just had security coming.
That back then.
Get this guy out of here.
Well, they may be doing that then back today, but then it was just everything was still in the embryo stages. This was like 69, 70, you know. And I filled out an application. And at that time, they had certain programs, the Minority Labor Program. There's another one, the affirmative action.
So that's when like affirmative action first started hitting the.
You know, well, it became relevant within the film industry because there were no faces of color behind the camera. You know, a lot of people in front of the camera, a lot of black actors, striving, aspiring to be, you know, but behind the camera, that was something that was until we really knew it was unattainable.
Wow, and that's something
Because
a lot
you
of people
never
really
thought
don't
about
even think about. Yeah, that's
so that was what that was targeted, affirmative action, and the minority labor program, because it was like faces of color, and it was dealing with your perspective. They put you in the category that you qualified to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Myself, costumes. So I ended up as an apprentice in the wardrobe department. So for 1 year, I was hired to spend 3 months at the 4 major studios. So I started at 20th Century Fox for 3 months. At that time, Julia was on hiatus, and then when I went from 20th, and then when I finished there, my next assignment was Paramount Studios. Went on the set, and I met Clarence Weedham III, and they, because they took me on a tour, they were doing Mod Squad. In the later years, I ended up working with Clarence Weedham III in a movie and on Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah, shout out, yeah.
So then I went from Paramount Studios to Warner Brothers, which is where the head of the wardrobe department there, he took an interest in me. First, understand, this is a young black man, 18, 19 years old, stepping into an all-white world. Not in front of the camera, but behind the camera. But this was another club, another group of, stepping into a world that was supposedly to be exclusive to us at that time. Because it was unheard of. We existed, because there were costumes before me, but they hadn't been there that long. So those are the pioneers. I'm like the second generation, and then you have all these different other generations. But in the 70s, it was the most challenging of times because here, we just kind of fresh off of Martin Luther King. We're fresh off of all of these high end putting faces of color somewhere.
Right. And so now during that time, and there's an influx of more black people behind the scenes. Was there competition, or was there more camaraderie when you guys was working?
There was no competition because we didn't know how to compete. Shit. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. No, we didn't.
No, you cuss, man.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Because he's not using that word. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean. No, I mean it was. It was. And I mean, we didn't know how to compete with each other because first off, this was not something that my dearest friend, we started as costumers together. She started, I think, maybe a year before I did, working at Universal Studios. Well, first off, let me just say, when I at Warner Brothers, the head of the wardrobe department, he's the first that costume head of a department that assigned me as an apprentice to a show. So when I went there, he said, "You're going over here. You're going to this is the movie. You're going to go to the back lot. You're going to meet this costumer, and they're going to show you what you need to know. This is your first gig. Costume 101 as an apprentice." And the name of the show was The Skin Game with Lou Gossett Jr. And Jim Garner.
Hey, shout out Lou Gossett, man. That's a black legend,
man.
So we go around Sugar Bridges.
And we've worked on several productions prior to that, but this was like in '70. So that was the first time that I had actually stepped on
I wasn't even born.
the back lot of a movie at 19 years old. And not only that, aside from him being the first black actor and being the only black actor on that show leading, I was the first black face to be standing behind the camera.
Hey, let's go.
So now as an apprentice. So when I finished my apprenticeship there, my next and final assignment was Universal Studios. So when I finished at Universal Studios in 71, I was no longer an apprentice, and I was hired by the head of the wardrobe department there to work exclusively. I worked exclusively for Universal Studios from 71 to 80. So I did a lot of the show, like the original Hulk. But my responsibility was the thing that makes my story. I'm not the only young black face of color that was there, but because we all have our own stories.
Right.
My story, but all of our stories are the same. It still has the same. It's parallel because we were dealing with the same thing of racism. One black face walking on a set of something like that. But the thing was, the head of the wardrobe department at Universal Studios, he put us in positions. He put us in these positions to where, wow, we were just where we was told to be. Like I'd walk into the wardrobe department, there was a big board on the wall. I walk into the wardrobe department and today you're doing Alias Smith and Jones. You're gonna be with Pete Duell and Ben Murphy. I may be on that show for a week. That was the first show that I worked on.
You see how nonchalant he just said Murphy? He was like, Dan Murphy. Now, was that Eddie Murphy?
He said Ben Murphy.
Ben Murphy.
Ben Murphy. Oh, all right. I just missed Ben.
No, that was one of the first shows that I worked on as a costumer that I was actually being paid to do. But then I was also I would go from, but the head of the wardrobe department. My assignment would be you're going to be with Rock Hudson this week. Now my job was to go in and lay out clothes in Rock Hudson's dressing room. Help him if he needed to get dressed. If he didn't, he was a very private man, stand outside. And when he was ready, I'd walk to the set with him in his coat. That was my responsibility. Or it would be with Jack Klugman, or it would be with Glenn Ford. These are the actors that I was responsible for over the years. Or, the movie. But just saying, that was just my story. My dearest friend, she graduated from high school. And her uncle, we called him the godfather of costume, because he was, as far as we know, the first black costume, one of the first black costumers at Universal Studios. Him and John Leonard and Joey Williams. I give them a shout out. They're no longer here. I promised myself I would always be a voice for them.
Right on.
And when she graduated from high school, she said, I went out of high school a week, and my uncle said, you're coming to work with me at Universal Studios. I got you in affirmative action, and you're going to be a costumer. And she was very good at it.
Right on. Now, speaking of somebody that's good at something, gotta give a shout out, man. I want to kick it over to my man, David Walker. Now, we're going to transition from a legendary costumer to the man who's also behind the camera, but bringing you what's on the costumes into fruition. My man, Dave Walker. How you feeling, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you?
Yes,
sir.
Happy Saturday afternoon, young man, or evening.
And for me, this is like really dope. I got two like mentors of mine, two guys that I hold high in esteem that, even in the short time, me and Rags, he's given me a lot of knowledge. Me and Dave, 5 years, this guy's been my mentor and the guru writing on the film. So let's get right into it, brother. Dave, now, we talked to Rags about how he got started as a costumer. Now, for you, sir, I need to figure out, because you're a genius when it comes down to directing. You could just get all up into a script.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. Oh, okay, cool. So tell me, how did you get your start, man? What gave you your thirst for film and filmmaking and being a director and a writer, brother?
Well, I think I was blessed when I first started because I didn't have a lot of people around me to tell me what I couldn't do. I remember sitting in church And I had all these great ideas. And I'm like, God, you know, I got 3 boys. So I'm like, just let my sons grow up to like tell these stories. And then all of a sudden, God was like, well, why don't you do it? I'm like, okay, that's a thought. With what? 3 days later, I got a big old check in the mail. I considered that to be a sign. And then I went to work and I just told people, you know, I'm thinking about doing some videos. I had a coworker walk up to me, hand me $100 bill and say, hey, I believe in you.
Wow.
I considered that another sign. I went to church and told my church, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. They gave me like $500-600, said, we believe in you. I'm like, this is crazy. So, you know, I'm just trying to be good stewards of the money people just kept handing me. They didn't see anything. They didn't see a video. They didn't see a script. They didn't see nothing. They just said, we believe in you. And then I started writing. I started directing. I started editing. I started doing sound. And I put 3 movies in the theater. All of them sold out. Every last one.
Let's go.
Yeah, and God was good. And then I saw the show called The Connected. And I'm like, I would love them brothers out there doing that Connected.
Right on. Who is that guy that was doing the Connected? I don't know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Pop your collar.
I mean,
Ain't
You
no
know,
wrong with it.
it was pretty good, but a
beautiful.
lady named Marianne hired me to direct one of her movies from Cleveland. And it's
Right
like the closer I got to Cleveland, the more everybody was saying, you can't do all that. You have to stop. You can only direct. You can only write. You can only edit. You can only do sound. You can only do. And I'm like, that's not true. And it was like,
no.
no other way. I'm like, I just had 3 movies in the theater sold out, and now you telling me I can't do what I already did. And it's, I can imagine just like starting off with everybody trying to put limitations on you right off the bat. I don't think I would be the creator I am today. And I ain't saying that I'm all great or any good. I'm just saying that it's very freeing. People around you who support you instead of limit you. And
Right
I
on.
think that is the biggest thing that I tell people. You always got to keep the negative naysayers away from you, because they will put a cap on something that it shouldn't even be there.
Now, for a lot of filmmakers, and we're in an industry where there's a lot of independent filmmakers, and that's a very difficult job. That's a very difficult task to take upon. What is some of the lessons that you have learned that you apply, in your process of making a film? Because that's a long, arduous process, from the, writing to the storyboarding to the, actual pre-production, production, and then getting it to the theater and getting it to the point where you had 3 sellouts. So how what is that process like that helps you, stay focused and keep moving?
Well, the fact that I'm not like partnering up with people like, me and you did with the Connected and all that kind of stuff. It's always easy when it's just you. And of course, I talk to my wife, I talk to friends and this, that, and the other, but the more voices you have in your head trying to persuade you to do other things, the more likely that the car is to go off the road. When you're dealing with people is the hardest thing to do. You got to learn how to deal with all types of different personalities. All kind of egos always pop up. And trust me, when you're dealing with the film industry, you got egos everywhere. Oh my goodness. I read like 10 leadership books in a year. 10.
How the hell did you deal with me then?
Because leadership books in a year. And they told me, the people you have to watch out for. But Brandon, to your credit, even all the accolades that you get, it don't go to your head. Me and you always, when we argue about scripts, when we argue about story, it's always about the story. You don't pull the, well, I'm an award winner card. You don't do all that. You don't, so dealing with you is easy, because there's no real ego between us trying to fight for control or dominance. We just want what's best for the story. And where a lot of people fall short is they do it for the wrong reason. They don't want to make movies because they love movies. They want to make movies for what they feel it might bring them. They're doing it for attention. They're doing it for ego.
Say that one more time, man, for the people in the back.
They just doing it so they can go on social media and say, look at me, look at me. And when you look at it, I mean, I'll be nice. Something that's just really even less than good, but everybody starts screaming, "Oh my God, that's fire! Oh my God, put me on!" And then the people making the show is like, "Man, I'm good. They love me. I got it going on." No, you don't.
Nah.
No, you don't. Look, I still take classes.
Right.
I just got done with a master class in color grading. I never watch a movie and think I've arrived. I ain't arrived at nothing. Okay, nothing. I'm always learning. To the day I die, I'll be taking writing courses, listening to other writers, because when you think you just know what you're doing, you're a fool.
Right on. So look, all right. So that now this brings a question I'm going to ask to both you, and I'm going to ask to both Raz. Now, I'm going to let Raz answer this question first. Now, when it comes down to what you do in your craft, now, do you find it easier to work in a team atmosphere or work alone?
I find it easier for me working in film and television with a team because it's a collaboration. So, you know, unless I'm doing a production the way I'm hired as a costumer, then sometimes I will work by myself.
Right on.
But it depends on the size of the production. It depends on the production company. There's a lot that would depend on it. Most times, it is a collaboration. It's like you have depending again however big the project is. So it can go either way.
Right on.
You know.
So what about you, Dave?
Well,
now, being a director is a little bit different.
Well, but he's right though. There's no such thing as having a movie unless it's you, starring you, directed by you. It's always a collaboration. You always got actors. You always got people you got to keep in mind. They have good ideas that they bring to the table. I really love working with people because it seems to bring the best out of me. I tend to say, you know, I tend to want to be like steroids. Somebody got an idea and we come up with an idea better than that. Then we come up with an idea better than that. It really fuels me to be around a lot of creative people. So I do like being around. I like that side of the process, to be around people.
All right, cool. So my next question to both of you: dream person to work with. Like if there's one, you know, celebrity dead or alive, you know, outside of me, you know.
I knew it was coming, bro. I swear to God.
I'm just saying.
I knew
outside of me, because I don't want
coming.
people to think that it's a bias here. So no ego.
I mean, Dave was excited to work with me when we thought we were about to be doing the Connected.
He was. That's a pass.
So, I mean, the Connected got put on the show. They got put on the show. So, you know, we gonna throw that in there.
So,
you know.
And you worked with a lot of people, right? So you know, if there, you know, I can even say if you could work with this person again. I'll post the question to both of you. So Rags, who's this dream? You know, the dream person.
If I had an opportunity to work with somebody, it would be Robert Guillaume.
Robert Guillaume, right on.
Who is that?
Robert Guillaume.
Well, yeah, because a lot of people don't know. Thank you, Adrian.
Yeah, I'm on his
Robert
third
Guillaume,
year. I
man.
do not know him.
Benson. Well, I'll just say this. Robert Guillaume, he was Benson was a show that he was well known for.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And you know, and then he had the Robert Guillaume show. But the thing that a lot of people may or may not know is he was the very first man of color to do Phantom of the Opera. So he replaced Michael Crawford, and it was at the Amundsen Theater. And because I was his costumer, I was working at ABC doing stock and doing stock for General Hospital. And I remember walking off the lot. Back then, used to have an answering service would be someone you talk to, and you could call, and they could look out for you. They said, you know what, we ain't taking that mess. Someone just called you, and I thank you for that. But she said, you know, Robert Guillaume's assistant has been looking for you. So I called her. She said, I gave him a call, and he was in rehearsal. They stopped, and he said, I'm down here downtown doing this musical, Phantom of the Opera, and I'd like for you to come and be my dresser.
Ooh.
I
said, yeah.
Selection.
Yeah.
It was the first round draft pick.
Yeah. But we had done Benson. I'd been with his personal dresser on Benson for like 2 or 3 seasons prior to that.
Wow.
So it was it was a great. So of all the people that I think that I would like to work with again, it would be him.
Robert Young.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was class act.
Right on.
So when he did Phantom of the Opera, he was the first black man and the only black man, a man of color, to do the Phantom. Since then, you have never seen another. It would be big news if there was another man of color doing Phantom of the Opera.
Right on.
It would, so
That's
that-
important. That's crazy,
that has
especially how many
he's the
years it's
only
been
one.
around.
Yeah, he's the only one.
And when you really
And
think about it,
so I had the privilege, and I was
true.
We were doing history. We created. That was.
You see
I was a
this?
part of that.
Right on. So Dave,
You see it?
shout out Robert Young, man. That's historic right there.
Yeah.
Dave, question to you.
Yeah. Joe Morton. He played on the TV show.
Oh.
He was Papa Pope on Scandal. You ever watch Scandal?
Scandal?
I remember. Yeah. I remember. Sure.
Carol
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's Kerry Washington.
Yeah, you know her dad on that show.
I love that show.
Who? Her dad?
Her dad. His name was.
Yeah,
Joe.
yeah. He played Byron in A Different World.
Yeah,
Man, I'm so black because that's the only thing I remember that man from was playing Byron in A Different World, and I just dated myself. Yeah, yeah.
Kerry Washington.
Kerry Washington. He played her dad. I can't think of do you know that guy's
I'm about
name?
to tell you his name.
And there's Joe Morton.
Joe Morton.
Morton. It is. I was going to say because I know he played in Lean on Me, right?
Oh, he didn't play in Lean on Me.
He didn't.
No, that was Morgan Freeman.
Not Morgan Freeman. Like
No, that was Rob.
it was
Morgan Freeman.
Okay, he
and
had
Robert
another
Dion, I
like
believe.
monumental
I
like
can't get his
movie
face.
that he had.
Who's?
Joe Morton.
Who's
Yeah,
that?
y'all naming a lot of the stuff I've seen before, but I can't get his face.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. All right.
I have a picture of he and I.
Who? You and Joe Morton?
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, me and Robert Young when
Oh.
he was on the Phantom.
Oh yeah. You do got that.
He was on Lean on Me.
Thank you.
Joe, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, he
Thank
was on
you.
Lean on Me. Oh, okay.
Thank
All right. All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you.
I would have lost a trivia question.
Right.
It ain't my fault. He must have not made a big impact in that movie. Because I remember Morgan.
He had probably one of the most prominent scenes in there. I mean, it was
No,
a
you know
whole.
what he did?
He made him like soften up a little bit,
Yeah.
and then he bought him a steak dinner afterwards.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
the
you're
one.
right.
He was the one who brought Joe Morton in to clean up the school.
Why was I thinking that was
I remember.
never mind.
that.
I was thinking
I knew
somebody
it
else.
was.
Shout out my man Joe Morton, man.
How you been, man?
Yeah, Deli on, my man. Deli in the building.
Yeah, man.
You slick in here like Batman.
You know.
No, we don't. Because
Well, if you didn't know, now you know.
I'm here now.
Indeed. So, all right.
We have a question for Rex.
Okay, so now both of you guys have been on a lot of sets. So now I will have to
You said
ask.
a lot of sex.
Sex.
Come on now, say the words together now. Come on.
Sex. S-E-T-S.
He said no.
Sex.
All right.
Real.
I was about to say it's
Gutter
something
your
about
mind
rags.
is
I
in.
don't know. You know.
Yeah, they ain't spill some means. That was my question. Like, let's spill some means about Hollywood. We got you. Let it go. Like.
Now what is the best set that you feel like you've been on?
I heard it too.
Thank
The,
you.
the best.
Yeah, like the set that you had, because you've been on Everybody Hates Chris, The Hulk. Like, what is your favorite? The set that brought you the most enjoyment? You was like, yo, this is really live.
I think you purposely said that word because you know your accent coming out.
It is. It sounds like you saying sex, but go ahead.
Set.
You said what was the best sex?
I know
The best
he
set that it brought you enjoyment.
He said you've been on Booty Talks 12. You've been on.
Who's your favorite sex?
I'm like, he got to know at this point. His accent coming out like
Nasty.
It was the first time. I was like, okay, you might not have known,
Welcome to
but
the
at this
TMI
point,
show,
You
by
know
the
what's
way.
crazy was if I would have never said nothing, Rags might have gave out some other answers that he expected. Well, there's one time I remember, and she was like, grab the chandelier.
Oh,
Grab the ladder.
And I was like, all right, you're freaky, but all
I went and
right.
grabbed her hair and noticed it was wig.
Oh. Grab the curtain.
I mean, if he's swinging from chandelier, I want the details because I want to know how they did it.
Oh my
Yeah, how
It
long-
was the strongest that
how long
shower
they was
ride
able to do it.
with Mimi and Nico.
You know what movie I'm talking about? Y'all know movie.
There you go.
Film
Thank
set.
Thank you. Set
Fluently around here.
Very extremely fluently around here.
Well, we're sorry you have an accent, sir.
Yeah, I apologize for that, but I don't.
Welcome to the TMI show.
Right.
Yeah, welcome to the TMI show, Lance and Dave.
Okay.
Where everybody thinks we're talking about sex.
We did. We warned
Y'all
you.
just had to figure out a way to just throw that in there.
Well, we warned him, didn't we?
Yeah, you did.
We was having a proper, impactful show.
You
Where we,
can't
enjoy our
Dave look
Doritos.
like he embarrassed right now.
You know, it's,
Dave, you okay, man? We ain't talking about too much.
Yeah. I'm good.
All right.
you have to
He
understand.
good.
I'm good.
Do that.
We
He
know.
at home, he at home with his wife, so he felt like he wanted to do anything.
Hey, Dave was up here like, hey, man, I ain't know.
Look, Dave, look at that.
I ain't answering that question, bro.
Dave, like rags,
If
like,
you wanted to
we
say,
don't do
baby,
that.
come here. Well, I
What's your
want to
favorite
real
film?
come sit on my
When I
leg.
say
He
that, I
can do
don't
that
mean
if he wants to.
I mean, it's not. It's
Sit on
not
your
a-
leg.
I mean, it's okay to talk about it in Hollywood.
yeah, that's all.
Got you.
Right on. So, yeah, your favorite
Jolly
film
old
set-
Saint Nick.
He can.
With a T.
Set time.
With a T. With a T.
Santa Claus with his
With a
wife.
T.
Baby,
I
come
got
be
you.
Miss Claus real quick.
He might want to
You know
do
what?
that on his-
And there, my gosh, I've worked on a lot. I could tick off several. You know,
Give me like top 3 or 4.
Man
Six,
of Honor.
Man of Honor, number 1.
I love that.
That's
you did
my
that
movie.
Now, why Man of Honor? Was it because the historical reference to it?
The historical references, as well as when we shot it in Portland, Oregon, and they found a lake, a river, to where they were actually where they were actually
I can hear Deli chewing.
rebuilt.
I can hear Deli chewing on the chips.
They actually built a duplicate of the original Navy base.
They did.
That
So
that Carl Brashear had gone to that Navy base. They had built a whole a replica of
I
it.
used to spend some
I thought
time.
you guys
You spent
were
a lot of time with
actually
Carl
on the
Bashir
Navy
too.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Right on.
That was quite something.
Right.
Cool. It was cool.
Right on. And so number 2.
That's who's the other one? Oh, I'd say King.
Deli with them damn chips.
Cicely Tyson and Paul Winfield. King.
Oh,
Say that again
King.
because Deli distracted me with the chips.
yes.
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Yeah.
that might end up taking.
I heard Rex when it
Oh.
was him. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
King. The
Look
Cicely
at
Tyson and Paul
microphones.
Winfield. That was
King.
another amazing, huge project.
Shout out Paul Winfield. What a great actor, Paul.
Yeah,
Winfield.
it was quite something working with him. And then the other one, I would say it would be Freedom Road.
With Muhammad Ali and
And
Christopher
Christopher
Christopherson. Right on.
So
Now
we
those
would-
are now Christopher
You
Christopherson
naming
is a great actor.
some movies that's like monumental, profound movies.
I gotta look these up because I don't.
Lisa.
So how was it working on Freedom Road with Muhammad Ali and Christopher Christopherson?
It was fun. Well, that's where I got the name Rags on that movie.
Really? Okay. So you were telling me about the story. Now tell everybody how you got the name Rags.
The director was Polish, and in Europe, as well as here, I guess in America, but in Europe, they called people would go down with a cart and say rags, throw your rags out, and so they would call rag, and later people that collected rags, and later in Hollywood, we would call rag pickers. Customers, because we were always picking. So we were
Popcorn with the popping.
popcorn.
Oh, he threw some action out here. It was like popping.
Okay, so
So
that's
is that how
now
you
you
got the
know.
nickname, right?
No, we had that. Chris Christopherson was an indentured slave with a white family, and there was enslaved. So that particular morning, we were getting ready to do a scene, and I had to make everybody look soiled and dirty. They had been working and sweaty and all that. And I like what I do. So I threw myself into it. And by the time I was done, I started looking like everybody else. So when the director, he wanted to inspect everyone. So he had everyone walk down. He had everybody line up and he was walking and he was very impressed. He said, right costume. Good. Who did this? And I said, these are the rags. Oh, that's the good rags. Those are good. And it stuck.
Right on.
So it went from rags, RAGS, to rags, RRGGZ.
Went from
Let's
rags.
go, rags to rags, man.
Yeah.
So that's
And then
how
you
we
know
came
what
about.
my name.
what
love
you
it.
do, you know what I'm saying?
How you say you
Because it's
spell it
like,
again?
you make costumes, and costumes are made of material.
Right on. You got it, Nick.
You got that
I wanna
too?
hear him say it again.
What's
Man,
that?
Nick, he
I know you married.
understands.
I ain't hitting on you.
All
I
right,
just like the
Dave.
way you say
Now
it.
we're gonna kick it to you,
Oh,
brother.
rags?
Yeah.
Oh, rags.
No good. Say it like you said it the last
Oh,
time.
so let's teach someone to say rags.
Rags.
RAGGZ rags.
So we go
From rags to riches.
sizzle. So Dave,
I finally
now give us your top.
surrogate.
Give it because you don't worked on a lot of sets. Give us your top 3 sets of your films that you feel has been your most favorite,
You had time.
that you had the best time on.
I did one called
That's trying to slap you and want to slap them.
did one called About Face with Drew Scott, and Andrew Bard was the cinematographer. That was the first time, I just got to actually sit behind a monitor and just direct. I didn't have to be a cinematographer too. I didn't have to do all other kind of stuff. But it's such a night and day difference between an independent film set and like a SAG unionized set.
Oh hell yeah!
Completely different.
There's money in the air. You can smell it.
Smell it right
So
now.
night and day, because when you're doing like the real thing, like the other guest, everything is just so structured, organized. Everybody got their role. Everybody just in and out. It's like NASCAR, zip, 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 zip. You really can't beat those type of sets when you can get on them, because it's just ideal.
Right on. All right. Well, that's one. You got to give me. I said for 2 or 3, bro. You stopped. You paused. You was like, "That's ideal," and then you just like, no.
Yeah, I got nothing for you, man. Just
You ain't got no other two.
Yes.
You said one at first anyway, and he
I
gave
don't-
you the sex for the
You know
first
what?
sex partner. The
Hey,
first sex
hey,
partner first.
Listen.
best one.
Listen. You on the 30? Or whatever you
I
be
am.
saying.
I'm on
But
the
no,
30.
you're over 30 now. So this for people that's over. You know what I'm saying? Over 30. So Dave. Dave, you gotta give me one more, man. Don't let Lisa win right now,
You
bro.
said what?
Don't let her win.
Dave,
Don't let her
I got
win.
your
Give me
back.
one more.
Dave, I got your back.
Give me one more. Don't let her
Dave,
win.
what?
Don't let her win.
And
Dave,
he did
I'm gonna
what
speak
you
between the
asked.
lines, Dave. I'm gonna speak. Brandon is waiting for you to say the connected. Right.
Okay. I think.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, give me one
Oh,
more.
no,
One more.
Cause
Like you was about to say it. And then
Yeah,
Lisa
I
cut
just
you
knew
off.
that. That's what you
no,
wanted.
I was like,
You know what?
yeah, because I think he was about to say that, and Lisa said, "You don't."
He said he didn't have nothing else for you.
He said that was it.
Yeah, I got
No, he said that would be
You got the
ideal.
one.
He said he stepped back in the chair.
He answering. He's saying his answer.
What you say?
Yeah.
Go
Tell him
ahead,
it's the connected Dave. I mean, say your answer, Dave.
Put the connected.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
you ain't never go down like
Now I
that.
have to lie to
Don't
you.
do that, Dave.
Thanks,
You
Dave.
just snapped the ship.
And he a pastor, so he can't lie.
It's a hole in the boat.
He can't lie. He a pastor.
They all
Come
lie.
on, Dave. You were supposed to hold that.
He wasn't. You had to tell the truth. Thank
Well,
you, Dave.
That wasn't it though.
Well, it's like when I'm working,
Peer pressure.
set,
What?
and I got everything I got to do,
Go ahead, then.
and then the app.
Dave, we
I was
understand you
gonna
trying to
say
make
that,
sure your
but
Hold on, let
peer
Dave
pressure
answer
get
because
off.
I can't hear him.
Okay.
I can't hear
Come
him.
on.
It's just that when I'm on sets, I'm too busy. I don't really take the time to say, "Man, this is a great set," because I'm busy.
Yeah,
I mean,
You.
part of
So
the
the
job.
one you said the first time.
I'm
that's a. See, that's the answer that I thought he was gonna give because it's the right answer. You know what I'm saying? That's a real answer. You feel
So the
me?
second one you said really does not count because you wasn't really paying attention when you was on set.
No, it's because it was
Hey,
because
Dave, blink twice if you need our help.
we was working so hard on the connected set. I wasn't even having fun. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even like my own set because we were. Ain't that right, Dave? We ain't like our own set because we were so busy, right?
I know, Dave, trying to make sure your
That's
character
like-
don't get killed
that's
off
like
next
going
week.
up to LeBron.
Get
And,
Take my shades off for you.
I'm gonna need you to help me out here.
it's like saying, "Hey, LeBron, what was
Hey,
your
say something.
busy?" You know,
Man, we
LeBron
busy.
game. He ain't got time to say, "Oh, this is great."
You don't took him.
That's a matter.
That's what my
Yeah.
father told me before he never
Thank
came
you.
back.
Matter of fact, I know about some of the
Okay.
projects that he's
All right,
busy
thank
on
you.
right now.
I'm
All right, so
quiet,
to my
because I
next
want my
question.
character to
To
get
my
killed
next
off.
question. All right, so Rags, you've been around in
couldn't
the
name
industry
you
for 5 decades. You know what I'm saying? You've seen the heyday, the golden day of age of Hollywood, all the way up until now. You've seen where it went from practical, graphics to CGI. Now, tell me, what is your favorite genre? What was your favorite era of film to work in?
The 80s.
The 80s.
I was born in.
Yeah.
Now tell us.
No
Now tell us why. We
80s.
need to find what the crazy 80s was like.
Yeah.
Whoa, you gotta go back to that whoa,
How was the sex?
What?
Welcome to the TMI show.
Thank you. Right on time.
Where I told you,
Look, the way Rags is laughing, at least at your question is making me want to know the answer. Real
Yes, that's exactly the reason why.
He's still ain't got laughing. You only realize that.
Film sex. I mean sex.
He got some stories.
Reminiscing.
Yeah, I had a moment there.
y'all gonna make them think you talking about 80s porn. Stop it.
I've never seen
this. I think.
He's stumbling.
He don't know what to talk about.
Okay, let me. The 70s.
He went to a different genre. He like,
No, wait a minute.
I got it. Yeah, the 70s was, that list of movies that I sent you.
Yes, sir.
That first
It's right here.
9 years in Universal Studios, those were all white.
Oh man.
The Hulk. They were all white movies, and so you would have occasionally you'd have a white actor like Lou Gossett Jr., someone that of notoriety would be a guest on some of these movies.
So Lou Gossett Jr. was an actor in the 70s?
Yeah. So now in the so the thing is I'm getting to the point why the 80s was good, because in the 70s when we were coming up at Universal Studios, there was this, if you had 2 black people in the set, there was one person too many. So we really didn't know how to communicate with each other.
Wow.
But we worked because I could be in the wardrobe department and we would say hi, but then once we walked out of that wardrobe department, it would be a black face of color on the McMillan and Wife, or Quincy. That was in the 70s. So we really didn't know how to. But then in the 80s, all of that, not being able to communicate and hire each other and share information with each other, that in the 80s, it was an explosion. It was an explosion of black sitcoms. It was an explosion of movies. It was just so the end of the 70s is when it started to change, because I did black exploitation movies. I did The Hammer. I did Cornbread Earl and Me.
Oh man.
I did.
Classic.
Wait, you did Cornbread Earl and Me?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God, that is classic.
I was a part of that whole Sophisticated Gents, which was like the A-list of black actors in Hollywood. The Sophisticated Gents, that was everybody that ever worked in Hollywood. So that was coming out of that. That was coming out of the 70s, going in the late 70s, going into the 80s, and then it became just an explosion. So I had, so it was so you had all these sitcoms. You had That's My Mama. You had Tony O'Leary and Dawn. You had Benson. You had Amen. You had all of these.
That was the show.
Yeah, he worked on
one of my
Amen.
shows right there.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, and that was one of the shows I worked on.
You did a Living Color too, right?
I did an episode of Living Color.
What? Yeah.
Come on, yeah.
And that was with
I like when they had the dancers come out and do they love.
J-Lo, the Fly Girls. Did you create the Fly Girls costumes?
I wish I had. No, I didn't.
He said he wish to touch J-Lo's booty. Hey, let me him you up, girl. Let me him you up. No, we gotta read him again. We gotta read him. I got a soul stitch this one.
We
gonna
bags in the back of slow motion.
Right, we got a soul stitch this because you got it.
And I've been known to do that too.
Because you got so much
certain
hip bone.
shows. There's certain shows that I did.
He said certain shows.
Yeah.
The best sex he ever had.
Yes, you know what?
Set.
I love it.
It's the best sewing I ever done.
That's what
Say, turn that needle, huh? He said, turn that needle.
Sensual, exotic Bending and yeah.
Hey, Dave, bro. Now I know you ain't been sewing nothing on set by.
No, you giving her chills right now.
So all right, so Dave, now with you, it's the same similar, but I'm gonna rephrase the question a little bit. Now, if you could work at any genre, or what is your favorite genre of film, what would that be?
Oh, that's sci-fi all day, every day.
You said sci-fi?
Yeah.
Now sci-fi. Now we talking 80s sci-fi, the 70s sci-fi, 80s sci-fi, 90s sci-fi, 2000s. Because some of that sci-fi is kind of weak.
Are we talking the Black Mirror sci-fi?
Are we talking like Aliens?
The Black Mirror
or Independence Day sci-fi?
My favorite sci-fi movie.
But which X-Files? The old X-Files or the new X-Files? Because they got.
You know what?
I love sci-fi.
All right, so Dave, so what era of sci-fi? All right, let him answer.
My favorite sci-fi movie is T2.
Terminator 2.
Terminator 2.
You ain't got no headphones on, Stephanie. How can you hear?
Because I still can't.
They loud.
It's loud.
Oh, you can't know that? Oh, okay. All right. Because I thought you was reading lips, and I was like, damn, you good.
can do that too.
I really thought you was reading lips.
No, it's loud.
Shit.
No, he said I'm reading lips.
All right. So Terminator 2. Now, why Terminator 2, man? Because that's actually my favorite sci-fi movie as well. But why Terminator 2?
Why Terminator?
That liquid guy, they was able to bring that up to life.
Oh, shout out the dude. He was in Terminator 2. That we was in.
Joe Morton.
Joe Morton. He was in Terminator 2.
He was.
Yeah, he was in Terminator 2.
He was.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So why Terminator 2? Give me the rundown, man.
The story was perfect. It was straight up. Wasn't no plot twist. It was what it was, and you just watched it.
Just came on show.
Right up.
Naked.
Now, as a writer as well, when you're watching film,
I see where you're going.
Now, is that one of the things that now can you enjoy a film like for the special effects and for the graphics and everything, or like if this doesn't have a good storyline, you just took it out of it?
Yeah, when they start doing stuff that makes sense, you just check out because. You just can't violate too much. You asking people to believe just too much. You only get like 2 or 3 when you're asking the audience, look, please forgive me for this craziness because, we ain't got no budget over here. But when you just do stuff that's just crazy, you just check out. You're just like, nah, these are people just, got together and say, hey, let's have fun and make a movie. But they wasn't serious about it.
Yeah, the very last Terminator, I checked out of it. It's trashy.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask y'all both for this, right? Give me what movie do y'all feel is, and it's this for everybody.
Since he was on Terminator, can I ask a question?
What's up? Ask the question.
So, Dave,
yeah,
why did y'all always have the dude come in naked?
He wasn't on Terminator. He said that was one of his.
I thought he was. Oh, never mind.
See, you weren't worried about nakedness or sex.
Every time he come down with the little, then he go to the bar, beat somebody up, and get clothes.
All right, so for my movie lovers in the building, I'm gonna go around. Give me a movie that everybody that you feel is overrated and a movie that you feel is underrated. And I'm gonna start off with our guest. The movie that you and y'all can go in your head. The movie that you feel is So I'm gonna start with Rags. I'm gonna start with Dave, and then it's gonna go to Stephanie. Then back around. Yeah. You see how I worked that out? Yeah. So we're gonna start with Rags. Give me a movie that you done seen that you feel is overrated or underrated. Give me one of both.
What about
overrated movie? Underrated.
That's tough.
I don't know.
That's tough.
I don't think nobody knows.
Because
that's a big question.
No, because I mean, I look at first off, I look at everything. You know, and some movies I see that are so bad, I have to watch them.
Like the Tubi movies.
Yeah, I mean, there's some movies that are so bad. There's some movies that an old movie. I look at old movies. I look at new movies. I like this. That's what I do. So I look, and I'm always looking at costumes. I'm always looking at the acting. I'm looking at everything.
So are you more of a storyline guy, or are you more of a just you?
Overall, I look at everything.
Gotcha. Yeah. Now, if the wardrobe ain't on point in the movie,
I was about to say, have you ever looked at?
Can you pick that out? Like,
yeah, I do right away.
Right now, would that take you out of the movie, or you just like
if once I see it, then I'm always gonna be noticing it.
So, do you think Muddy's wardrobe be on point?
He said, "I'm still hoping to get a contract with them."
No, that's right.
Yeah, I can help him out, but I don't want to tell him.
He like, I think I can, you know, he think I can add a picture to there. That's what I think I can do.
I think,
Extra flower on
I
his
think,
dress.
I think it began to change over time. I think the first time it was unique. It was different, but over time it just become like the same thing. You know,
Same color dress. Same
Oh, hold on 1 second. I just came in with a news alert real quick for everybody. Today, just because we have such a good time with our guests today, I'm going to bump the news until next week. And we're going to chill a little bit more with our guests before we get into our games, our main event.
Man, I thought you.
Lisa,
I did think it was like something like real, like
breaking
oh, y'all thought it was real?
news,
Oh,
like, I thought something came in on the phone.
it was news about the news.
Raised my blood pressure.
Little teenage girl drowned in the pool and dead for today.
You like, I got
No,
news.
That's the urgency you
It was
brought
just
to
news about news. Y'all,
She got really excited.
I made Lisa drink some more. That's what's up.
that was it. Well, I guess I'll have some lemonade now.
You want some lemonade? You want some of that? You want some punch?
Some Johnson punch.
Yeah.
Think of some
Deli, put rags up some punch.
But
Actually, I'm gonna take me a little refill on mine too.
Because I'm taking a break.
No, we ain't taking no break.
we could.
Oh, y'all want to? Oh, you know what? But I want to get Dave's answer, and then we'll go to a commercial break. We'll take us a quick break. So, Dave, now when it comes down to you, my brother, give me a movie that you feel is overrated, and give me a movie that you feel is underrated.
That's too much to ask. But I tell you what, you ever seen the movie Gone Girl?
Gone Girl. Anybody seen the movie Gone Girl?
It rings a
Adrian.
bell. I have not saw it.
Is that what Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
I have looked at
Yeah. I seen that movie. Yeah, that got Ben Affleck in it.
Yeah.
Affleck.
Affleck.
It got Ben Affleck.
Yeah. Tyler Perry was in there.
Okay.
You said, hold on. I can't hear Dave. What's up, Dave?
Tyler Perry was in that too.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was the lawyer.
I heard of the movie. I've never seen it though.
Ben Affleck was Gone Girl.
So do you think that movie's overrated or underrated?
It's underrated. That's why
Underrated. I knew you was gonna go there. Yeah. It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
Why do you feel it's underrated? Like,
It's a good movie.
Yeah. What makes it underrated? Because I think the acting was still on, the storyline was on point.
Yeah, it's just the fact that when you look at the situation that's going on, like with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard and all these women always screaming, "Oh, these men ain't no good," and it turns out that they the problem. That movie should have hit a little bit harder than it did.
When you explain it like that,
Really?
yeah, because the perfect example he gave was Johnny Depp and his situation with his ex. And if you think about the movie Gone Girl, it was a complete movie about her manipulating a situation and her getting the world to turn against her ex. Like she really wanted them to think he.
Yeah, she took a poop in that man's bed.
Yeah, so if you really it went with the correlation he did with the Johnny Depp story, yeah, it's a lot of stories out there. It's a lot of men in their grave right now because women did the exact same thing she did.
Hell yeah. Hey, you know what's crazy? And I feel that. And you know what's crazy though? And it's like, and I was actually doing some research like this week, and it's just weird how that's kind of grew into the research I did. But and it goes hand in hand. And I think, you know, overall as humans, I think that is like it's a human thing, because like we got like it's like, you know, like y'all ever heard of the Salem witch hunt? Y'all ever heard of them? You know how there was like almost like damn near 1 million women dead over nothing. Like unless you believe in witches. Do anybody believe in witches?
I do, because I watched The Wizard of Oz. So here's the thing.
You believe in witches, Dave?
I don't know. I ain't never saw one for myself, so I don't know.
In the same token,
I don't believe all witches.
The Salem witch hunt. The Salem witch hunt, if you actually read the story, it all goes back. It had nothing to do with witches. It had to do with a teenage girl having a crush on a grown man, and she wanted his wife out of the picture, so she created a storyline to get rid of his wife.
Oh, that she was a witch.
The outside, and she ran with the witch storyline. Somebody else saw them and said they was practicing their witchcraft, and she took advantage of that to get his wife out.
So bottom line, women are the problem.
I was gonna say, bottom line, women never wanted their own man. They always wanted somebody else's man.
I was not.
Women have
I was
always.
trying to
wanted
give
other
y'all an
women's
out,
men.
but thanks, Adrian.
You know who the problem is?
Women
Eve
who-
bit the
women
apple,
who
huh?
other women's men.
That's
Why you pointing at me?
I mean, if we're gonna be honest, Eve did bite that apple.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all my overrated movie. I'm gonna give y'all my underrated movie.
I will get your
Overrated movie?
Stephanie.
Oh yeah,
No,
it
y'all
go to
good.
Stephanie.
Y'all good.
I don't have an underrated pretty much, but my overrated is the Titanic.
Oh, I was gonna say the same thing, but now I gotta pick another one. The Titanic. Why do you feel that movie's overrated? Outside of it just being whack.
That's that part. Like, just
That movie should have been 15 minutes long.
You want to know mine?
What's that?
Avatar.
Avatar's
I'm
another
tired
good
of these
one.
blue people for 3 hours. I ain't even watching the movie.
And it was the highest grossing movie ever. It made over $1 billion.
Because I'm thinking of
Y'all breaking my heart.
I'm
thinking of Aang or somebody in there,
No, not Avatar that, man.
No, that's what I thought the movie was gonna be.
You
But
thought
when it was nothing like that, I'm like,
Part 2 was overrated.
completely misleading.
Part 1. Part
Wow,
2.
man.
I didn't even watch
In
it.
the water.
They could
It
have
was
just called
in
that
the
shit
water.
Pandora.
Wow, man. Nick, what about you, bro? What's your overrated, underrated, man?
She remaking Spider-Man.
I can't think of an over right now, but an underrated movie I think is 30 minutes or less. Y'all remember that? Have you
No.
ever saw that?
I love that movie.
No.
I felt like that was a very
Ooh, y'all
underrated
found me
movie because
found it on
that
something.
movie was hilarious.
That's nice.
Hilarious.
Hilarious. All right, we're gonna check that out. Deli?
What's 30 minutes or less? Got you.
I got the dude from Adventureland, Zombieland.
Come on, Deli.
I can't think of an underrated one that
Can't think of an underrated one, huh?
because I mean all the ones that I liked because I thought maybe I was the only one that would like some shit like that. So I can't really say an underrated, but an overrated one to me. Ooh. Scarface for real.
You think that movie overrated?
I think it's overrated.
What?
It was a good movie, but it was overrated.
She stepped on my
Not a fan of the Italian guy playing the Cuban guy. All right.
Next to the pinky toe.
Overrated.
All right. Okay. Adrian, what about you? You collapsed.
Cause he said Scarface, bro.
Right.
Like, what?
I can see why he would say that, though.
But he's 30. So
I can actually see why. I can
get it. I
understand that. I can understand that.
I knew you was gonna take advantage.
It's not, but I can understand
You
it.
waited until we filled the bar.
She pitched me.
It's 30.
Oh, she pitched me.
I got like two.
You know you like
You gotta take
No,
your
that's
break.
good now, baby. You
You gotta take your
It's on me.
break.
you got to say overrated.
I got two overrated.
Okay.
All right, my first overrated.
Wait, no, it's
oh,
me.
no, it's Adrian. Yeah, can't skip Adrian.
Don't be mad at me, huh? I
I
love
still
you.
can't. I still can't think of my overrated movie.
My
right now.
overrated.
I'm thinking though.
Thank y'all, ladies. My girls got me.
Knock your skin off.
Right.
It was just a dab, baby. You just needed one.
The overrated for me. I'm sorry, y'all. I love y'all. All of Tyler Perry's plays are overrated to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The plays, yeah.
The plays.
The
not
movies-
the
See,
movies.
what's the
The
point of
movies-
having a play?
I can
and
get
then
with the
turn it into a
movies,
movie?
the plays.
I respect this hustle, though.
Yeah, I respect the
I
hustle, the
respect Tyler
shows,
Perry.
the
I
the
respect
plays.
creativity, period.
It's Tyler Perry to me. I love Tyler Perry. I respect the hustle. I respect the dream. It's overrated. Sorry. Don't kill me, y'all.
You ain't about to get in none of his.
Sorry, we
movies.
on air right now. We on air right now, Adrian. It's okay.
Every time you go to audition, they're going to have this tape pulled up. Hey, we ain't about to let you in this overrated movie.
This overrated movie don't need your ass.
You know what? All right, so here's my. I got a few of them.
Have an underrated.
What's the
They're
underrated?
gonna have a dress waiting for you, boy. Big ass flower dress.
Yeah, they're gonna make you play the crackhead mama in all of his movies. They be like, yeah, we got a role for you. They gonna put you in all the movies where you the bad mama. You're gonna abuse your kids in all Tyler Perry movies. You're gonna use drugs, and you're gonna let the light skin boy slap your son. You know that's that storyline. You're gonna let that light skin dude slap your son.
Forget my underrated. I hate you for this. I hate you. I hate you. Why did you do this? I forgot. I lost it. I had it and I lost it. Ah!
That's not bad, man.
Oh!
You better do what your daddy say. That's not my daddy.
That's not my daddy.
I hate you.
Morris Chestnut is my daddy.
Hashtag that's not my daddy.
Hashtag that's not my daddy.
That should go on the front of the
Hey, y'all remember that movie called Date Movie?
That movie was good.
Oh, I remember.
Don't
Don't
you say
make me
that was
forget.
overrated.
Go ahead, give your answer.
My underrated movie.
That was funny.
And don't judge me for this. The Bronx Tale is an underrated movie too.
Bronx Tale underrated. Okay, I like that. That's I love
underrated.
Well, it's too late, Stephanie. It's on
Blood
me. We're gonna come back to you.
said it,
It's
Blood Diamond.
me now.
Blood Diamond.
All right.
Blood Diamond.
Overrated or underrated?
Under.
Hell yeah. But it's not because that movie did win some Academy Awards though, or it got
Is that the one
nominated
with that
for a
black
couple
dude?
too. It was actually a really good movie.
It's a really long.
Really good movie. Leonardo DiCaprio was in
Like,
it.
you gotta be committed because it's love.
Yeah.
Dad, my mama
Yeah.
made me watch that.
Overrated movie.
1,000 times.
I like. I'm gonna put all the Dark Knight trilogy, the Batmans, all of them is overrated. It's hell. The only good thing that came out of those movies was Heath Ledger. Other than that, the storylines was whack. Batman was whack. His voice was whack. The Batmobile was whack.
I just think the storylines
like the Batplane was whack. Gotham City was whack. Batman ain't saved nobody in none of them movies. Nobody.
If you really think about it,
You know Batman is whack when the girl he supposed to save beat Scarecrow with a stun gun. That really happened. That really happened.
Oh man.
All the movies was whack. All the Dark Knights was just terrible. I see you with your hand over your face, Dave, and we could debate this all
I'm
day.
gonna say, Dave.
He was like, why did
you
you
look
say
like
that?
he was taking
He's
a
like,
nap.
why did you
Dave
say
looked like
that?
he wanted to say.
And I'm gonna tell you this in the third
Say
Batman
that.
movie. How you gonna start off a movie where Batman is crippled? He come back for 10 minutes to get crippled again. Batman was Batman for like 5 minutes in that whole third movie. That man was Handyman. in that
First of all,
he wasn't Batman.
First
He was
of all,
Handyman.
first of all,
I was upset because I spent movie at the theaters all 3 times.
see, you seen
$30.
you seen Bruce Wayne. It was Bruce Wayne you was watching, okay? That's the reason
I wasn't
why
watching
you
Bruce
ain't
Wayne.
see
I
you
was
watched
watching Kristen
Bruce
Bale.
Wayne. You was seeing
He
Bruce
did not play
Wayne.
Bruce Wayne very well. I watched Kristen Bale and I'm sick because I never got those $90 back. That was popcorn,
What's your other
the
one?
drink, and the ticket.
What's your
Christian
other?
Bale definitely played Ted Bundy better.
Look at Dave's face though. Look at Dave. Dave is so disappointed.
We can debate this, Dave.
Dave's like, why am I even doing this?
We can debate this. I gave you an opportunity to speak. You the hell the
Hey, Rag
piece.
Why did I
said
let him talk me?
Man, look,
Dave's face says,
I'm
why did I let
sorry.
him talk me into
I'm
the
letting
live
you
show?
do
My underrated movie.
That
My
anger
underrated
over his
movies.
eye is
I don't know where to
saying,
jump in. So I'm
Brandon,
like,
just stop talking for a
The
moment.
underrated movies. I got 3 of them. City of God.
I sit here.
If anybody, City of God is
I got them
Nah.
DVDs.
Ninja Turtles 1.
Hopefully
Oh
his screen's
yeah,
not
yeah.
Ninja
Go Turtle, go Turtle, go.
I hope his screen not just frozen.
No, he's just sitting like that. Ninja Turtles 1 is highly
Dave, you're
underrated.
good.
And another underrated movie that I feel is no, he ain't froze.
Dave, are you
Dave,
frozen?
are you
That's not your
frozen?
middle finger.
Brain.
You're not-
I'm Brandon.
Oh, he's playing. Because I hurt his feelings with that Dark Knight. I know I did.
Brandon, that's all.
It sucks.
Prayer.
Huh?
Praying, brother.
You pray for me? It sucks.
No, he froze. He froze. His screen froze.
He froze. Okay.
Was the Batman
All right, there he is moving.
worse?
That was deep prayer.
The Catwoman was terrible.
That one was terrible.
We talked about
Catwoman was
Catwoman
terrible.
last week. We
Yeah,
not
we
giving her
whenever I
a
brought
break.
up
But my-
We're not giving her
Whenever
that much.
don't do Hallie like that.
But
Don't
another-
you-
Are you
don't do
listening to
Hallie
that?
like that.
Hey, but another under.
that cat.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Hold on. I ain't get my
Did you
other
decide that
underrated though. For real though,
Because
it
if you
is.
did that for Halle Berry.
It is Man of Honor for anybody. Like Man of Honor is a tremendously underrated movie.
Which one?
A Man of Honor. The one, yeah, well, yes, the one that you
That movie
did
is
custom.
so
It is so underrated.
His
That
heart
made me go
out
watch Man
in
of
The
Honor.
acting from Robert De Niro, Cuba Gooding Jr., the story, the historical
storyline,
reference, the impact of it,
everything.
tremendously
That
underrated.
historical
Let me say
World War
this.
reference, that is
The
Yeah, I'll say
part
it's
where
underrated.
that hook, whatever that was that came loose and it knocked his leg off.
Yeah.
That was the man, literally.
that movie
Because
was amazing.
I was in high school. We was at my church and we was doing like a little like
At
boys
church?
retreat. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We was watching
Boys
men's
retreat.
like you know what I'm saying, like men of honor, you know what I'm saying? Because we was getting ready to graduate high school. We was
Let's
turning
get to
into
it
grown
because I
young
don't want to hear
men.
about the retreat.
So we was looking anyway. This
This
was a church event from the basketball coaches at the church. We
Mhm.
sat and we watched that movie. You know what I'm saying? We was growing into young men. They was trying to show us some, you know what I'm saying?
So you're trying to sell something.
Anyways,
Carry
on.
Just get to the movie because the perfect part is just say.
It was like a rite of passage. A rite of passage for y'all.
Man, look. That just sounded surviving.
Because that's only how your mind works.
It was like it was an emotional journey.
Tim, it's your turn.
It was like with the same. It was like that same journey. It was like with King, with King and Men of Honor, because these guys were just they're creating history and dealing with shooting the movie with King, the assassination
Of Martin Luther King.
dealing with Paul Winfield, and that whole the research.
That was
Doing the research and all of that. So it's the same thing with Men of Honor, So
Now, when you was
for
doing
me,
research
sitting
on-
down and talking with Carl Bashir
Mhm.
and spending time with him, and leading up to him losing his leg, all of that. Carl Bashir was there, but that was one of the more emotional moments for him. So he didn't come in when we were shooting that. But I would go into his dressing room that they had set up for him, and I'd ask him. I'd have conversations with him, and I'd go back to the set and do what I could to recreate that particular moment with the costumes that he and I discussed. The same thing when Cuba Gooding Jr. was sitting ramrod straight. Those are all certain movies. To being a part of it, it's an amazing experience when you get to recreate history on that level. As a costumer, as a director, as a writer, sitting down and everybody that becomes a part of that.
Mhm.
It's whether it's overrated or underrated, to be able to just be a part of that statement. That's what, for me, makes it so exciting about what I do.
I got a question for you. If they was to come out with another Prince movie today,
I do it.
A Prince
Heck
movie?
yeah.
Prince movie?
But then
the
the thing is,
question. I know that's
but
right.
to see what the thing is, today is different than if you were going to do this movie earlier,
right?
because for me, the energy doing movies that we were doing then, the people that doing to recreate that same thing today, it doesn't have that same energy, doesn't have that same commitment. I don't know. That's just as realistic as it is. I don't feel that certain things I've seen them do. I don't feel that same commitment,
Do
the
you
same
think
energy.
it has more so to do with the relevance of the person that the movie is around, or more so the people that's putting the movie together?
I think because Prince was a trendsetter and he was
Yeah.
doing things that you couldn't do back then.
Yeah.
Now it's everything that Prince was doing back then that was
People
like
doing
everybody
now.
was like, now everybody's doing
It's
it.
acceptable.
And then Josh and his look is like half of the people dressed in tight jeans with spangles and
like Prince,
you know what I'm saying, ice skater shirts and shit, you know what I'm saying. So
and back then you didn't want to like Purple Rain because you was like, why is he doing these things? But you was like, oh my God, I like this. But nowadays it's like, oh, everybody doing that now. Like,
so let me ask you this: like,
we didn't get Tim's,
oh yeah, we gotta get. We did. We asked
no, he did.
Oh,
Tim.
Oh, Tim. I'll be forgetting about Tim.
Oh,
I told you guys I don't matter. I don't matter.
Oh, the truth.
I understand this
Oh
now.
my God. Oh my God.
Forgot you was there.
You a cameraman. You out of sight, out of mind.
No, he not.
I could be on camera. He still forget.
Why don't you put yourself on camera? Because I saw you do it on somebody else's show. So I'm gonna need you to say
Yeah, bro.
I mean, I can, but you know what I mean? It's
I
already
actually requested Tim not to be on camera.
Exactly. I take up too much space.
I love it. I'm saying from now on, Tim is on camera.
Oh,
I didn't say that.
Everybody wants to know who Tim Buck2 is.
My, bro. Tim know that's my baby big bro.
Baby big bro.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, your two, Tim. What's up?
So the movie I think is slightly overrated. Not that I think it's bad. I just think it's slightly overrated. It's the Lord of the Rings movies.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
I
Never seen them.
love the Hobbit.
That movie made no types of sense.
No, the movie makes sense. The movie is it's a great movie. I think the movies are.
Hey, what's wrong, Dave? Where did you go?
Man, y'all killing me.
You turned around like what's the dude?
I love the two towers, but outside of the two towers,
Austin Powers, he didn't turn around.
Tim, yeah. Continue, bro.
Watch the movie. I didn't watch them until later. And I understood why it was like so epic, but for me, I just thought it was slightly overrated.
You just giving me more reason not to watch it because
And the Twilights was overrated too. All the Twilights.
Them Hobbits is
All the Twilights was overrated.
I
Those
actually
are bad
disagree.
movies.
If you watch Lord of the Rings, you'll know what a kid's gonna look like in the future.
So give me an underrated, Tim.
Underrated.
Underrated.
Live Free, Die Hard.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
You think that was underrated? I think
Under. It's a great. I think it's a phenomenal movie.
Are you talking about the part? Are you talking about the whole trilogy, or are you talking about this?
That movie specifically, but the whole trilogy, I definitely like.
I love that.
Yeah, but definitely watch The Lord of the Rings. I'm not saying like it's a bad movie.
If I haven't watched it already,
You ain't gotta explain yourself like Elijah Wood about to come and kick your ass.
I've never seen Lord of the Rings. I watched Titanic the first time last year.
And I ain't throwing no shots at all.
It's like,
Oh, Nick, your muscle got me, baby. My bad. Let me get out your bag. That's the way that motherfucker said, pop.
Even though I love the movie, I feel like maybe Juno was a little bit overrated just because, you know what I'm saying? I just saw it being a story about, you know what I'm saying, a single mom being pregnant for the first time.
So I think Juno was
Get
only
ready to
overrated in the
raise her
teen
baby.
community.
Raising
Yeah,
her
because
baby.
I don't think it was overrated for adults, but in the teen community, I did not like that they beat that movie up as a must-see movie.
Just like
'Cause
Hitch.
I believed it, and I had my kids watch it, and it was like, wait a minute, I don't want my girls praising teen pregnancy. Like, so I'm agree with you on that one. I wish they would not have made that like a must-see movie.
And I mean, it was a good story.
It
You know what
was
I'm
a
saying?
good
She
story, but it's
played
not
her
something
ass
she
off
did,
in
but
that
I don't
movie.
want my kids thinking
You know?
that teen pregnancy is okay. So
Yeah.
I would have not had my kids watch it if I would have known where it was going with it. So
Because at first I didn't know that she was gonna be portraying a teen at first. You know,
Yeah,
what I'm
I
saying? I thought
didn't
it
either.
was, she was just gonna be regular. You know what I'm saying? Normal
But then they
grown
had
woman.
Baby Mama with Tina Fey come out, and I love that. So
Right.
All right. So now we did movies. Now let's go to
Yes.
TV shows.
Oh, hell.
Oh, let's go. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
I'm ready. I'm
yeah.
ready for that one.
Rags.
yes.
Now you don't work on. You been drinking a little too much. What Deli got? What Deli put in your cup over there? Because Deli be coming in here with secret bottles.
Not just secret
Deli coming here with like his bottle be black and it just got like some old brown liquor coming out of it.
So we got jungle juice going for those who don't know.
Deli be coming in here with hoops.
fluid here, so, you know.
Deli coming here with drinks fresh out the county. This is made with plums and grapes, y'all. Plums and grapes. This is made with plums and grapes and potato hulls.
Johnny be having secret shit in his bag.
Yeah, you can't drink nothing with Deli.
No, that's my guy.
Deli drink pirate juice. He be drinking.
Johnny be coming out with shit.
That's why I like Deli.
Right on.
Liquor in his Gatorade.
All right, Rags. Now, when you sitting back and you sitting back at home and you watching TV, you know what I'm saying? What is something that you what is one of your favorite TV shows that you would like to watch? And then what is a TV show that if it came on, you'll just absolutely turn?
You know what?
It was.
I rarely watch TV shows.
Thank you. Oh, man.
You say you rather watch? You don't.
I rarely watch them.
Oh, you don't watch them. You don't like sitcoms? No, you don't work on.
No. I watch movies.
Oh, you a movie?
And you know, I watch it. Like I said, I watch everything. But most of the times, I watch movies. I watch the crappy movies. I watch the good movies. I watch horror.
When you say crap, what do you consider like a crappy movie?
When the camera work is bad.
The Tubi movies.
Stop it. No, stop it. Tubi movies are
Sometimes they have some good stuff.
Tubi,
They
you have
do,
some
but
very
the ones
creative.
that they
Don't
shoot
do
in the
Tubi like
cities.
that. Don't do Tubi like that. No.
Shout out to Remy because he'll really good, but it's a lot of
I think because I've done a lot of TV shows, and they're different today. So I prefer movies.
Okay.
You know.
But then the movies are different today too.
They are.
I don't know because 50 Cent doing his thing.
But they're every now and then I find something that surprises me.
You think he Mayweather?
You know, and I'm just going. I just watch movies. I watch action movies. I watch horror movies.
What's your favorite
But then here's what I find myself. I find myself doing this. I find myself watching repeat movies because of the quality.
Yes. See, some good movies.
I
still watch Big.
I still watch. I watch. I'll watch The Equalizer. I'm saying
I hate that
action.
Queen
There's
Latifah
certain
tried to
action
come
movies.
back and steal a
like
name
Wild
and do her
Card.
own TV.
You know, and I have certain actors.
What you think about Rush Hour? Rush Hour.
Press the goddamn button.
I wasn't a big. I wasn't a real big.
I like when they
I'd
went
have
to
to
the,
look at that again.
got
I've
picked
seen
women
check it
out.
out.
I like comedy.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
What about you, Dave?
Yeah,
Hold on, let's go to Dave. Let's go to Dave. What about you, Dave?
It's so hard when you're
Now-
not being here.
Now, if you
I got 3, right? And one of them is Ozarks, Game of Thrones,
Ozark.
and You.
Ozark is
Game of Thrones, and
Wait.
what's the last one?
Yeah.
I like those.
Okay, so wait, because I heard 2 good shows.
I still ain't hear the third one. Tim, stop laughing.
It went over Deli head. Like it just went straight over.
Wait, because he said 2 good shows. Wait, because I heard Game of
I heard
Thrones.
Ozark.
Go again. Dave.
Ozarks, Game of Thrones, and You.
You.
Well,
Hold
okay,
on,
I
me.
cannot get into you. Oh
Who?
my god.
Hold on, who's you?
Are those overrated?
What show was you?
You was a
That's on
show.
The one I did?
No, it's a show. It's called You.
It's
What?
on
No.
Netflix.
What?
It's on
Brandon?
Netflix.
Is it a
I
TV
hate
show?
people
Or?
do that.
Yes, I cannot get into
No.
it.
So,
I don't
what
know.
It's about this
you just said you like you. Now you saying you hate you. I don't get it.
So no, if y'all
That's why I
go,
don't look
no
at
wait,
those,
listen,
because
pause.
it's too much going
If
on.
you go on the internet, there's actually a news show where they're talking about the shows, and a news conference guy is talking about the show You, and he did exactly what you just did.
That's what the white dude, right?
Yeah, the white dude and the girl, and he was like,
I can't get into that.
Yeah, that's literally what I was.
That's what you was doing. I know that's what you was intimidating.
You got it.
Because she didn't know that You was a real movie. She thought he was talking about her. But yeah, but I missed the because I can't hear. He said they was
Cute.
overrated or underrated.
Ooh.
They were. Those are the shows that he sits back and watch.
Right.
Yeah. Now with Game of Thrones, bro,
I
were
can't
you
get into
disappointed
it.
with the last season?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I
But
think
even
the
though
rest
the
of
last
that
season
I watched them come. No one.
away from the greatness
Oh,
from
hell.
season 1 through 9, it don't take away from
Like my life.
How many seasons was it?
8.
10.
You know what?
It was 10
I
seasons.
think you and I need to go to a corner and have a
You know, I've
conversation.
never seen a full episode of Game of
You and I
Thrones.
just need to.
seasons.
You take your drink.
Not one.
I'll take mine.
Not one
We
full
gonna put this
episode,
on
bro.
I
We
watched
need
the
to go
season.
in.
I watched the season twice, and then me and my dude just watched it with his brother again because he had never seen it, and it was amazing.
I'm curious.
Word. So, all right. So, Dave, now let me ask you this, bro. Now, what is now? Give me some shows that if you saw them on TV, you immediately turn from.
Oh wow.
Like,
Immediately.
oh hell no! Click.
Man, that is a good question.
It is.
Uh,
Answer it.
I can't think of nothing offhand. I know it's a lot of them I would just definitely turn off. Ain't nothing saying I wouldn't, but I just can't think of them. I can't think of them offhand.
All right, you can't think
how
of
about
anything.
anything on the CW?
He praying.
Anything from the CW.
Anything from the CW?
Anything for the CW is what?
Whack.
Oh wow.
I like your One Tree Hill, sir.
All everything on the CW sucks.
I like your Gilmore Girls.
Was terrible.
I hate they put flash
I
on
like
there.
this Dawson's Creek. I think it was overrated a little bit.
Hey, cut all that mics, Tim. Just cut
I'm on your mic. I'm on your mic.
Tim, like cut half of my mic or something. Like put like some type of spice in it.
I got an underrated.
Oh, I definitely got 2 underrated shows.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
So now we
it's
can
my
go.
turn.
Now that I got the guest out the
gonna
way,
knock the whole
finally. Rootin' Negroes.
I didn't say nothing.
Nick, you've been good today, bro.
I'm always.
He got his muscles out. I'll tell y'all, they see him over here.
I'm always good. I'm always good.
Huh? You said he got his
You just
what?
not notice? You haven't been paying attention. No, that really shows you haven't been paying attention because I'm always
Y'all see
good.
him? Y'all see him?
I'm always good.
Tim, you can't zoom in on his muscles
It's a series.
so they can see a beat like a heartbeat over here.
Yeah.
It looks like my workouts have been working. Thank you, Lisa.
Okay, so yeah, we got a few minutes before the game, so let's go around the room quickly, folks. What are some of the shows that you like to watch?
My underrated is Orphan Black.
I'm not underrated. Just give me some shows that you like to
I
watch.
love Orphan Black.
Orphan Black, black people that's orphans.
No, that is not.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's a BBC series.
Oh, okay, so BBC.
Yeah. No.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Oh, Orphan Black. Okay, now we know. Oh, because they see the kids. We get it. Okay, so next, yeah, because I'm talking to cut your mic.
Go.
Whatever it is.
Lisa.
No, I said I don't got nothing.
You gotta go. She gave you that sensual touch.
I said it's just me and my tablet. Y'all know what I'm watching on there. Go ahead.
All right. Which one would you like me to get out the way first, B? The over or the underrated show? All right. Okay. So look,
You watching the BBC too?
no, I don't know nothing about that.
Triple
But
X.
Something that, like, what's your favorite things to watch on TV? And then
we got
if
the
it's something
same
that came on, you immediately cut off.
All right. Now, if I caught Family Matters on, that's my number one favorite show. Always wish I could have been on that show. If I catch that on, I'm watching the whole episode.
You could definitely be on that show. You know who you could be?
Anyway, shut up. I can watch literally the whole episode.
He said shut
Stefan
up
Urkel.
to a
Thank you.
queen.
Stefan Urkel, right? Thank you.
I know.
But
I
anyway,
knew that's why you watch it.
Stefan.
But you consider yourself
you
a
are
Stefan.
No, the show just funny. Everybody on the show is funny. It was always a good storyline.
You anyway.
Always a lesson. Anyway.
You know what that lesson was on Family Matters?
One show I would turn.
Listen up. Listen up, y'all, because Nick talking.
What's the show
Lisa,
you turn?
Thank you.
She's talking about we getting married. No.
2 weeks ago, he said he was married.
No, the hell he ain't.
Anyway, I'm gonna finish my shows. I'm gonna let you finish talking, but I'm gonna finish my shows real quick. A show I would turn automatically. All in the Family. He was a racist. He not funny. He not funny. I don't see why they let a racist man go that far on TV.
I keep forgetting.
So I'm turning that
why
channel.
Would you even know what All in the Family is?
There's been racist people as
Me and
president.
Nick are the same fucking name.
I forgot that.
They used to show reruns
Because
when we were kids.
Adrian, you know what I'm saying, I've been around since
I'm serious. I forgot you was our age. So when you
Okay.
said All in the Family, I'm like, why do he even know
Everybody
that
drink.
show
Lisa
is?
just said she 30.
Shut up.
And like I said, it wasn't funny.
You were supposed to ignore
But
it.
if I may
drink
speak
anyway,
on
so
underrated
go ahead,
shows, I just got two underrated shows
Oh, y'all
off the
ain't
top of my
tell
head right now.
You gotta take a sip every time I say.
we ain't got time.
Okay,
Underrated
after I
shows,
take a
we
sip,
about to go to
can I
break,
finish?
and
I
then we got
ain't
the
even talking
game.
to you. Go ahead, say what you
Ain't
gotta
no
say,
break.
big boy.
There's no break.
No break. We going
Anyway.
straight shows.
All right, well, I'm
So,
gonna take a break. And then y'all
Two
keep
shows
going.
I feel like were very underrated.
Okay.
They had
You can't take no
newer
break, you was late.
seasons. I'm gonna take this drink real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue.
They had newer
We
seasons
running out of
of
time.
90210 and Melrose Place that used to come on once a week. The storylines that was in that show and like all the different action that they had, I felt like was very underrated because people just hear the titles and they just think, oh, well, it's just gonna be a whole bunch of preppy, snobbish, people in the show doing this, doing that.
All right. I'm let you
The storyline, no, I'm serious. The storylines of both of those shows
We
are
just gotta
very
keep it
interesting.
moving.
I never want to cut anybody off, but the game is it's a prize for the game, so I actually want to try to get in enough time to play the game. Because the prize
let's
is
go.
a super dope game.
Deli go.
Deli
She got the winner rose. What?
What happened?
Good.
I mean, like, why did you have to? How come I can't finish saying what I was trying to say?
All right, so my show that I watch, Family Guy, show that I turn off instantly if I seen it. What's that? The Mike Tyson show.
I liked it. It was good.
Oh, yeah.
You go back and watch it. You'll
They
like
just
it.
show how slow he really is.
They did, but I liked it because it was told from his point of perspective. Right.
Well, I'm partial. Everybody hates Chris.
So yeah, that's so he'll watch.
That's what I want. Everybody
So
hates Chris.
Raz will not like me because that's actually a show I turned off. My kids is actually watching it. They're right now, and it's driving me crazy.
Mine is doing the same.
They driving me crazy. I
That
keep
show
wanting.
is
I want to.
awesome.
Yeah, my son watched every.
That show literally shows me how to budget.
So listen, other than Everybody Hates Chris,
I love Terry Crews. in
That's
that show.
22
So,
cent worth of cheese.
my two worst shows is Everybody Hates Chris, and my dude actually tried to kick me out his house because I said this. I hate Martin, but
What?
my dude was like, "Man, I love you, but you gotta go." I was like, yeah.
I would have did the same. Get
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Get to stepping. I would have said get to
He loves
stepping.
something more than he loved Martin, so yeah. that
I would
ain't
have told you get to stepping.
All right, so what we
My
about to do?
favorite show is the Power series, and
Okay.
Overrated.
Okay.
Snap your nails off on that one.
Overrated.
a Power series,
Yeah, that whole lineup.
and now that's TV. Everything going on that's TV. Let's go.
Why you grip the
Everything
mic
on
like
what?
that?
Right. I was about to say you gotta get their Jill Scott on right now.
That is not. Shut up, Max.
Snowfall
You
is
want to see you
underrated.
grip it again? You gotta
But-
show Raz.
Let Jill let Jill do it.
So listen up.
He wasn't
So
looking
look,
at
peep this. Hey Tim, we gonna take us a quick 2-minute commercial break so we can get prepared for our main event. Oh wait, hey, hold on. Rags need a replay on something real quick. Yeah, because you saw this. You saw how she grabbed the mic.
He did. He was not looking.
He wanna.
And then he said, "How you gripping the mic?"
I said,
How the Jill's got the mic.
and I turned it, and it was an accident. And you all wish that nobody would have known. And you're a little pervert. Dave, you see her, Dave?
Another one of those.
All right, well, I appreciate it. Hold on, y'all. Before we go to break, because I know Dave, he ain't gonna be able to stick with us for the game. I want to give a big shout out, big thank you to Dave Walker, Walkstar Productions, for stopping through the building. Before we roll out, Dave, I want you to tell everybody where they can find you, where they can check out your films.
If you're not gonna follow me, I don't.
Dave, go ahead and take my friend request. No.
You know what I'm saying? Let everybody know where they can find you, follow you, and enjoy everything Walkstar Productions.
I got a lot of big stuff coming out. I got a comic book podcast and a movie called Prayer about to drop here real soon. Right now, just follow me on Facebook. And from there, like in a couple months, I'll have a whole website dedicated to all the films and comic books and podcasts and everything. So just follow me there so far. Hey,
David L. Walker. That movie is gonna be real good.
So everybody, give a round of applause, please, to David L. Walker.
God bless.
Happy birthday.
Am I allowed to say this?
Thank you, Dave. Man, we love you, brother.
I don't know if you be seeing, man, but I'll be sharing some stuff, man.
Dave, can I tell him the good news? Look, I'm actually,
you work with Dave.
I'm actually gonna be in that movie. Look for your boy, Slick Nick from the 216 in the movie Prayer.
Okay.
All right, cool. So look, y'all, we about to take us a quick 2-minute commercial break. Then we're gonna be right back with our main event. It is time to get into our drinking game. Oh yeah, you already know what it is. This is TMI Show on Redline Radio. Make sure y'all stick to the dial. We'll be right back with more Rags and the Squad. Okay.
What's going on, everybody? Lee Money here from the Steel City Renegades. And if you need auto parts, there's only one place that I know I go, and that's Detroit Auto Parts. Detroit Auto Parts is the official parts store of Red Line Radio LLC. They have 2 convenient locations on the east side. You can call 216-531-7373, or on the west side, call 216-398-7373. Mention Redline Radio and receive 10% off your purchase. So don't forget, if you need any parts for your vehicle today, reach out to Detroit Auto Parts, the official home and auto parts store of Redline Radio LLC. What's going on, everybody? Lee Money here, the host of Money's Crazy Mind and Steel City Renegades. And you know, Redline Radio LLC is proud to partner with Growing Wings Adult Services for the creation of our brand new state-of-the-art production studio. Growing Wings Adult Services has been assisting adults with disabilities in the Northeast Ohio area for the past 5 years. For more information on how Lisa and the team at Growing Wings can assist your family, you can contact Lisa at 234-334-7547 today. Again, that's 234-334-7547.
What's going on, everybody? It is Tim Buck 2 from Tim Buck Tuesday. And you know, I really hate doing home improvement, but I love the way it looks. So what I do is I call Wiggins Construction and Home Improvement. They fix bathrooms, windows, kitchens, sliding doors, and much more. Give Will a call today at 440-731-7654 and tell him Redline sent you. He'll get your house looking right in no time. Yo, Dave, I really appreciate you letting me do my thing over here at Redline Radio LLC.
Tim, ain't no thing but a chicken wing.
Hey, well, you know I love them chicken wings. I got a couple buddies that's trying to come on and do a podcast. You got anything for them?
Heck yeah, we do. Just have them give me a call.
Bet. I'll have them call 440-503-0828.
Tim, don't forget to tell them that we're available on all social media platforms.
And you can't forget about the Redline Radio LLC app on the Google Play Store.
Damn, how'd I forget about that?
You was probably thinking about them little people again.
Damn, I probably was.
That's cool. They just trying to be a part of the winningest radio station in Cleveland.
And we got the hardware to prove it.
And we are back live on the show, the TMI show on Red Light Radio in this main event time. Indeed. And we got that game for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We about to have some fun in the studio. Rags about to have some fun in the studio. You ready to play, sir?
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Okie dokie.
All righty. All right,
Yes,
so
yeah,
now
yeah.
Adrian, she got us a game, man, right here. This is a movie, a trivia game. I'm gonna let Adrian break it down for y'all. So, and we also got a prize for the winner that's in the squad. Yeah.
Okay, so we got a beautiful gift bag
Now-
for everybody for the winner. I'm gonna read the. Let me get your cupcakes. Here, at least for me. All right, so the game is called Movie Trivia. The genre is horror movies. So we are starting with the host with the mostest, Brandon, and then we are going counterclockwise. Okay, so the rules are: you're going to ask. You get to choose who you choose to ask the question to. The goal is to end the game with the most points. That's how you win the prize bag. So you're going to ask the person who you think does not know the answer to your question.
That would be me most of the time.
Okay, so listen. Let's use Brandon for example. If Brandon chooses Nick and he asks Nick the question, if Nick knows the answer, Nick wins 2 points and Brandon takes a drink.
Or is it cricket?
If Nick does not know the answer, Brandon wins 1 point and Nick takes a drink. We want them to take drinks because the more they're drunk, the less likely they are they're going to remember the answer.
That's pretty much
Yeah, that's the goal. We're gonna get.
I love Ray.
That's the goal. We're gonna. We want.
I hope y'all got y'all plan set up for the night.
My plan is to go home and go to bed. But yeah, that's the point. 2 points for a correct answer. 1 point to the asker for an incorrect answer. The person with the most points wins the prize. And B, it is on you, and you are choosing your person. Do not hold your cards up. Read them while they are on the ground because the answers are on the back.
All right. This first question is going to go to our guest, Rags.
Hey.
All right, we're gonna start it up like this. All right, what 2013 film was inspired by the Amityville horror movie story and it features paranormal investigators? This 2014 movie involves a widowed mother who becomes worried when her son asks her to read a scary pop-up children's storybook. What movie is this?
The what?
Right, because that was very nice.
What 2013 film was inspired by the Amityville horror story and features paranormal investigators?
Oh, I don't know that one.
Let me read one more one more thing. So on the books, because he read the whole thing. The first paragraph is a question. The second paragraph is if they request a hint.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, yep, there we go. That's the question.
Shoot.
You want to say shit? They say it for you.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, but Chucky.
And the answer is The Conjuring.
Okay, so this is
You
your
got
And so you gotta have a Ouija board for the Conjuring.
And right now you gotta have a drink.
That's a good one.
That is good. B. Okay,
so,
which one is B?
So
Which one
forget
is
that answer.
Which
All
mine?
right.
Mine is B.
All right, it's on you, Adrian.
You gotta take a drink. We gotta watch him take a drink. Yeah, you might not want to take a drink ahead of time because it might be a lot of
drink with my man Ray.
All right, on me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's
No
what I
problem,
like
man.
the way he said his name.
Lisa. My love. I love
She only 30.
Because she only 30. That's the only reason why.
That's a great number. I remember
What?
30.
You see how good it look?
Yes, I
Now
do.
remember, there is a second paragraph, so you can ask for
Girl, you
a
can read
hint.
the whole damn thing. I'm not gonna know.
Wait, ain't the second paragraph the question?
The second paragraph is a hint.
No, that's a
If you
question.
look at the
Yeah,
back
that's
of the
the
card,
question.
these are two
It's
different
another
answers.
those are two
Yeah,
different
those so you
Oh,
can
there's a
pick.
question.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I'm glad. See, y'all know so y'all see I just bought the movie.
So
Jump
it's just
in there.
reversed.
So I didn't.
That's what I can tell you a little.
And they different movies.
No, they.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah. So you can pick one. You can pick one or
No,
the
they
other.
different movies.
Yeah, you can pick one or the other. All right,
You
so
guys
go
are
ahead.
Okay, so
hilarious.
let's go with the top question and then the second question. So y'all got 10 cards instead of 5. Y'all. So
I don't get a card.
Okay,
Okay,
How
number.
did you get?
Okay, so Lisa.
you got
I don't
cards
have
right
any.
there. Rags got give you the cards right there.
See, I didn't know I had cards.
Yeah, because y'all was
Yeah, you ain't about to have Rags just drinking and not answer nobody no questions.
No, they was talking. I didn't want to interrupt.
Adrian
Oh,
trying to get you
that's
drunk,
so-
Rags.
I did not want to interrupt their
That
talking. They
was.
were having a conversation at the time I passed out the
Now
card.
have your drink. She relished that.
Yeah, she relished that.
Hey.
All of
I've been getting dragged drunk for the last 2 weeks, y'all. It's for the last 2 weeks I've been getting drunk.
Yeah,
Let's roll.
it's been interesting.
Okay, what 1983 slasher film ended with a gender-bending twist by the lakeside? Lisa. I'm gonna reread it again. What 1983
Girl, I'm only
slasher
30.
film?
I don't know.
You tried it. We are not playing the 30 games.
No,
She already drank. She said she don't know. She already
And
drank.
I said I'm only 30. I do not know.
So, in case y'all don't know, for those watching,
So,
every time
everybody
Lisa
gotta take a
says
drink
I'm
with
only
me.
30, everybody has to take a drink.
All right, cool. Now you got your point. Rags, it's on you now.
What? Okay.
The answer was Sleepaway Camp.
Who the hell is her?
Sleepaway Camp. Remember, she was a
Here we
boy.
go.
Okay. Got it. I know. I just want to know the answer.
You gotta
Um,
pick who you want to ask it to.
What?
Wait, ask
Gotta pick the
who?
person you
Who?
want
Pick
to
the
ask.
person.
Oh, pick a person.
Yeah, pick the person first. That's
Then you
one.
ask.
Oh, I got his eyes on Stephanie.
He looking at you, Steph.
I ain't said nothing to you the whole time I've been here.
It's the hair. Go ahead. Oh, and the eyebrows.
Stephanie.
Stephanie. Look how he said your name. Stephanie.
Stephanie, what girl? Yeah. I got a question for you.
Yeah, he got a question for you.
What 2014 film is based on a Hasbro board game?
Ouija board. Ouija.
Nope.
You got to turn around and answer the back.
I got it.
He got it. He got
You
it.
got it. You right. You got it. Ooh, she got it right.
Ouija.
Oh, she got it right.
You got 2
So
points.
you gotta take a drink.
You gotta take a drink.
This is for you.
1, 2. Keep up with the points. Remember your points.
I thought you was taking score.
I got them.
So I just put this down over here out of the way now.
Yeah, unless you want to read the second question.
Oh, there's a second question
Yeah.
to this.
No, we're gonna keep it going to the next person. We'll keep everybody asking
Okay, yeah,
questions.
I'll come back around me. I'll do the
Yeah.
second. Okay, good.
All
Gotcha.
right, B.
All right.
Oh,
Pothole. King Pablo. What 2017 Netflix film involves a boy accidentally witness a cult ritual in his house and has to survive the night?
Oh, I know that one.
I do too.
I know that one. Why couldn't get that fucking question?
All right, we read that question again one more time.
Damn.
What 2017
Hold up now. Wait a minute.
Netflix film
Mhm.
involves a boy who accidentally witnesses a cult ritual in his house and has to survive the night?
I don't
I
know.
saw that.
You know, I ain't gonna play with snapping off the rip. Say I'm a favorite. You probably don't want to let your baby mama take a picture because I'm the type of baby that's gonna put the baby.
Oh! Babysitter.
That's what I
Babysitter.
I thought you was about to say the movie is Lil Baby. A lot of movies are called Lil Baby.
1 point, 2 points. Nick, your turn.
All right. This answer gonna be for my homegirl Adri.
Oh, now y'all know I don't watch horror movies. I just said that. You will get there. I just said that shit. He heard me say that shit.
All right. What type of animal terrorizes Jennifer Connelly and Dario Argento's Phenomena?
And Dario Argento's Phenomena.
Who Jennifer Connelly?
What the
What
fuck?
type of
I'm not.
animal
I know which one. I know that.
terrorizes Jennifer Connelly and Dario Argento's Phenomena?
Beats what animal? Right?
Yeah,
I know. I saw them.
What the fuck
Very
is it?
intense.
It's a tiger.
Would you like me to
Jennifer
read it
Connelly. I
again?
don't even know who the fuck is Jennifer
Not
Connelly.
the radio voice, it's my horror movie voice.
Oh,
Just to let you know.
okay.
Yeah, I know which one that is.
Is it a dog?
No.
The answer was a chimpanzee
You
with
might
a
as well
wing.
I said it.
Yeah,
too.
like,
I'm
how
sure that I
weird.
watch horror movies. I said that, right?
I know.
It wasn't a horror movie.
It's my
It was-
turn.
And it was, and
What is it? What's the name of the movie?
it was Jennifer. It was a tiger, a lioness.
The name of the movie was Phenomena.
Phenomena.
Is it my
Yeah.
turn?
No, this one was.
Lou Smart, you heard me say I ain't watch horror movies.
All right, Lise, because we got
You got a
Park
question
next.
now.
Okay, so this question, I got it. Thank you. Tim, in the Puppet Master series, how did the female doll murder her victims?
Damn.
As in Annabelle?
Excuse me?
As in Annabelle?
Is that your answer, or is because I don't have a hint? I'm sorry, it just has one question on here.
In the Puppet Master.
In the Puppet Master series, how did the female doll murder her victims?
With strings?
Take a drink,
He
baby.
put leeches in their mouth. Why I couldn't get that?
Yeah,
fucking question?
leeches.
Why I couldn't get that goddamn question?
Because she knew you knew it.
Yeah, 'cause my mama love that
Because you
goddamn
don't watch
series.
horror movies.
So how many points I get?
One, Nick got one, you
I
got
ain't
one.
say him. I
Dev
said
got two, B got one, I got one, Raz got 0.
Let's go.
Raz got one because
No.
who got his answer?
No,
First of all,
somebody.
why you mad?
Steph guessed his answer.
Oh, he got.
Nick,
he
I
got-
mean, Dale got one, and
got
now
another
it's on
ten.
Tim to get a point. Let's see. I was on Steph and then Tim. As long as we get everybody at least get a chance to get a point.
See, Tim, you're
Did
the only
Nick go
one that's
yet?
forgotten about.
That's okay. I'll be a happy loser.
Yeah,
Nick,
Nick
that's
asked
for
me.
you.
No, I mean, yeah, nobody gave me one.
Just
Go
for
ahead.
you.
Okay.
Okay. Which actor acts? You mean there are snakes out there this big in the movie Anaconda? Now this is an easy one.
Don't say it
And
no
this is a
more.
horror movie.
Yes, it is.
This is the first Anaconda.
Oh,
I hate y'all.
Hey, Adrian.
They just keep passing you. They just keep passing over me.
No, it's
Passing
the
me over.
answers that I know that they don't.
They just. There must be a plan where they just don't want you
beating
to.
yourself.
Repeat that one more time for me.
You always need 3 repeats. Which actor? You mean there are snakes out there this big in the movie Anaconda?
You want to know about no big snakes?
Snakes out here this big.
Shut the fuck up, Lisa.
Was that J-Lo?
Wrong. The
Ice
answer is
Cube.
Ice Cube.
Okay, that was gonna be.
How you didn't know that? How you didn't know that?
I even had
How who didn't know that?
The answer is
Who fucking didn't know
I
that?
said he don't know about big snakes.
That's hilarious.
Did you take your drink, Nick?
That's because I took.
We don't want to know them because.
All right.
Leave it where it's at.
I mean, you the only one that think of penis-shaped stuff all the time. So
Sam?
I'm a problem.
No, we all do. We are perverts.
Deli.
Jelly.
I'm gonna slap you with it.
All right. In which movie from the 50s did Raymond Burr play a character named Steve Martin?
What? Raymond Burr?
Yes. Burr.
Burr.
It's on Jelly. Don't tell him the answer.
I don't
play a character named who?
You only
Steve
30.
Steve Martin.
Know nothing about that, huh? Dad?
Yeah, I'm under the Lisa Act on this one. I had to just take my turn now. I don't even gotta guess.
Everybody got a point, but Rags and Steph got 3 points. Now Steph is winning right now.
Oh, that's okay. I'm happy.
Are we done?
I'm happy losing.
Yeah, Rags is still, he over here just drinking it. He's just throwing out answers now. He's like, man, look, Batman. I was like, oh, damn, I'm wrong? All right.
I said some. We'll talk after. All right, B is back on you. We got enough time to do another round.
All right. Okay, this question is going to go to Lisa.
The fuck, bro? Don't even ask me. I'm about to just drink.
You might know it.
I don't know.
What series of children's horror books is written by R.L. Stein?
These nuts.
No, you know this. You know this.
You definitely know this.
Repeat it to her wrong. Let him repeat it. All right, let him repeat it.
Wait, you're not gonna repeat it?
Say it one more time, B. Say it one more time. I know she knows this.
Lisa, you know this. 30, you know this. It's your genre.
It's our age group.
You know this. Listen, repeat it, B. Repeat it.
Oh, I have a question I want to ask somebody.
What series of children's horror books is written by the author R.L. Stein?
Listen, you know
You don't get this, you better not.
It used to be a TV show.
Hey,
Lisa!
Can I?
the answer's
Who
Goosebumps.
runs, Lisa? Who runs? It's your age group,
What you did every
baby.
time you hear about sex.
All right, Adrian, go ahead.
I can't believe this. Okay.
Somebody upset.
You.
Oh, it's because you switched your line. So
Okay,
this
B
is-
had
this
two.
not-
Nope.
It's on you, Adrian.
I know. I'm Rags. I'm gonna come for you for this.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Oh, you are.
I'm coming for you.
You coming for him?
Alrighty then.
You coming for him?
Yeah.
Okay.
5 minutes.
Okay.
Who wrote the story, the short story
Now
on
he's a
which
wet rag.
the film? Oh, shut the fuck up. I can't not me this time.
Somebody
Record it.
choking
So
on
you can hear
camera.
Who wrote the short story on which the film Children of the Corn was based?
Ooh, I know this.
Steven Spielberg.
Stephen who?
Spielberg.
All right, that was your answer. That was your answer.
No, that wasn't my
Take
answer.
a drink. You said it.
I didn't mean Spielberg.
No, that's your answer. That's his answer, right?
No.
I think that's Wes.
Stephen King.
You gonna let him change the answer?
No, I know. I know two Steves.
You cut him off. You know two things. You know two things.
So he get,
And they white.
You don't gotta take
It's
a drink.
okay.
They both white.
You don't gotta take a drink.
Just for shits and giggles, I'll have a drink.
For shits and
Was
giggles.
he right?
Just for shits and
You're right,
giggles,
it's
baby.
He was like
Nuts
Stephen
and
King.
bibbles. Fuck it.
Yeah, there you go.
Where's that 2 points?
Yes.
Right,
Okay,
that's your question.
now
You knew that. Ooh.
I got this one. This is very old school.
What you asking?
Who you asking?
You know
Y'all can't
what?
ask me no more.
Oh, snap.
Why can't I?
Because they asked me enough.
No.
You just made yourself a
You just made yourself a
Right.
prime
He's
target.
afraid
No,
to
because
be
he already
one
said,
of the
I got a question to ask
The
somebody.
question
And
is,
he said it.
answer you think ain't
I
gonna get
said
it.
somebody.
Come on, Red.
Are you ready?
I love it.
Rags has got to be on the show every week now.
I love it.
You brought this on already.
I love
You know
it.
what? I'm going to take my shades
I
off
love
for
it.
you. Come on.
Oh, snap, girl. You gonna go there? You gonna go ahead and I take my hat off?
Watch where you put your hat now.
Hey, don't start taking on sex and shit now. Like, Rags gonna be over here with a shirt on like, yeah.
Okay. All right. So get in. What was George A. Romero's first installment of his classic zombie movie franchise?
Ooh, Lisa, I'm
know
Walking
this.
Dead? I don't know.
Oh, you gonna go there?
She's gonna say Walking Dead.
She said big.
She don't like to do that.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
You said thick?
Yeah, think about it. I just said.
No, that's
and now listen.
He said
Listen.
big. You said big.
Rags said use your head.
Now listen.
Both hands.
Use your brain, girl.
Listen.
That's
The
where
key
you
word.
should go.
The key word. The key word. There's two key words.
Zombie.
Zombie movie franchise.
Zombie franchise.
Zombie movie.
He talking to it like he a teacher. We
So is the answer zombie movie franchise?
I'm a customer. I'm talking to.
2 minutes.
You
Talking
don't
to
know?
somebody that's only 30 and don't know.
Okay, then.
It don't matter how many ways.
You can make sure we all got a drink when she drink. I swear to God.
No matter how I put a spin on it, I'm only 30. Okay.
Depends on how you put that spin on it.
Yeah, I know.
Why you always spinning?
Because that's my.
We're talking.
That's my God.
So I'll stay in my place.
That's my God-given gift.
Look, I'll stay in my place.
Yeah, we were talking about spin. Oh, anyhow.
I don't need a spin class.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Grab that mic over there and twist it for me. Ooh, snap.
Welcome to the TMI show again, y'all. If y'all didn't know. This is
How long you
I'm not the host of the show anymore.
I think we got a new host of the show.
He didn't usurp both of our positions.
Yeah, you got spin.
All right, so we about to wrap this up.
All right. Okay. You
Hey, we gotta-
the answer.
we gotta head out.
Yeah, okay, let's get on the table. What was the
The
answer?
answer. Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say
All right,
dead.
so we are.
I got one more.
Let's do one more question.
We gotta head out. The time is up. It's up. It's up. We gotta go. We ain't got time for one more show.
It's 7:59. Yeah. What 2005 movie
I gotta wrap it
involves
up.
a group of friends who get trapped in a cave and
Jumanji. All right, answer's over with.
The Descent.
Cavern.
All right, cool. Stephanie wins.
What wasn't? Oh, that's right. Descent.
There's two of them.
Yeah, that's actually a good movie.
Yeah, it was a very good movie. And they have Descent too was good.
Before he wrapped up.
Wow, everybody! It was a real party in here tonight, and we appreciate everybody for stopping by. We appreciate Dave Walker, and we really appreciate Rags. We got you a gift for stopping through the show, my brother.
Thank you, guys.
Stephanie gets the golden bag as the winner. And we'd like to thank all of you for coming out. Hey, Rags, any shout outs that you want to give out before we head out, sir?
Come on, give me one.
I just want to say thank you all. I can't, shout out. I can't think of anybody that I would just thank you.
Hey man, we thank you, bro.
I mean, if I were for all of those who are responsible for me being here, like John Lemon, Joey Williams, my friend Stephanie Colin. All these are all school customers from then back in the day. And there's just a few of us left. So I always want to keep them alive and stuff like those people.
Right on. And we always will continue to pay homage. And thank you once again for stopping through. This is the TMI show, Hollywood May Month. You know what I'm saying? All of our guests, we'd like to thank y'all. We're going to be back next week. Make sure y'all stay tuned. This is Red Line Radio, the TMI show. We'll see y'all next Saturday, 6 p.m., baby. Shout out to Rags. Shout out to Dave Walker.
We've been kicking it with Rags for like 2 weeks, y'all. Y'all don't even understand. It's hot.
Yeah, so we're going to see y'all next week. Holla.